It was a sweltering summer day when I encountered Kathy, the relentless HOA president, strolling across what I thought was her own property. Except that she wasn't on HOA property. She was on mine. She had stretched her patio several feet onto my property, with a languorous seating area complete with fancy furniture and a small fountain, all without permission or acknowledgement of property boundaries. I approached, unworried, with a set of property surveys and labeled boundary stakes. "Kathy," I replied firmly, "your patio has extended onto my property. You do not have the right to build or use space that isn't yours." She waved her hand dismissively, the clipboard in her other hand, quivering slightly with indignation. "Oh, it's just a few feet. The HOA wouldn't mind, and it adds to the neighborhood." I shook my head. "Kathy, property lines are not a matter of opinion. This space is mine, and your building is trespassing. You need to remove the patio immediately." Kathy laughed. "I don't have to do anything. It's community property. At least the HOA is in charge of it." I sighed. "No, Kathy. The deed and county records define ownership. Your HOA has no authority over my property." Disregarding my advice, she attempted to sit on the edge of the patio, waving as if claiming title on the area. I backed off peacefully, giving her a chance to reconsider. But when she continued, I called the county building inspectors and complained about the illegal construction. Inspectors came within hours and began evaluating the property lines and construction permits. Kathy, still attempting to assert dominance, had a fight with the inspectors, explaining that the patio was HOA jurisdiction and that I was dramatizing. The inspectors, however, had the maps and surveyed measurements. With them, they confirmed that a considerable portion of the patio had been extended onto my property and that it had been built without any permits for that property. Just as the county inspectors were preparing to issue a demolition notice, Kathy finally realized she had overestimated. She screamed in protest, but the inspectors tactfully explained to her that she had done so illegally and that the illegal part of the patio would have to be removed immediately. By mid-afternoon, demolition crews arrived to remove the extended patio. Kathy's screams of protest echoed through the neighborhood as they deliberately ripped out the furniture, the fountain, and the concrete addition, restoring my property to its original state. The neighbors, who were long fed up with Kathy's overreach, stood in amazement. Many whispered in gratitude, glad to see her halted in her tracks. Kathy, defeated and humiliated, finally departed from the property, complaining about technicalities and red tape, but she never came back. Following the incident, I fortified my property lines with visible markers, a decorative fence, and further signage to avoid any future intrusions. The county levied fines against the HOA for the unauthorized construction, making it known that even someone with a title and a right to command cannot violate rules of private property without consequences. The incident grew into a legend within the neighborhood as an example, exceeding legal bounds, however confident one might be in one's authority, may result in public humiliation as well as legal retribution. Kathy learned the hard way that her prerogative had limits and property ownership is a vindicable right. After that, my land, my home, and my patio were completely guarded. Every time when I passed the property restored line, I felt muted satisfaction. Kathy's contempt had been met its match, and the message sent to any would-be thinkers that deeds and rules can be beaten is clear. Private property is not only protected by law but by vigilance and resolute action.